Welcome back, Beez Bladers, and welcome newcomers to Beez Blades. I am Brian, and if it's modern knife or everyday carry related, I am in it to win it. All right. So a special thanks to my supporters on Patreon and my engaged subscribers that tap the like button and comment all the time. I really appreciate that, guys and gals, because that makes this journey that much more fun. It tells YouTube that other knife lovers may want to actually, check this channel out and join us. So double check your bell button and select all to make sure you don't miss getting a giveaway, because there's one on its way. And also the new videos and giveaways and all the good stuff that's happening, because I just can't help it. I'm going to keep pumping them out. I'm not going anywhere, guys. So check me out on Instagram at Beez Blades, and if you want to send a donation or something to the channel for review, my mailing address is in the description, along with Beez Blades affiliate links and 10% discount codes. One of this channel's goals is to be self-supporting, so if you guys are going to get a knife or sharpening supplies or something like that, go through the links and help us out. Anything I might get back, any kickback that I might get from a discount code, goes straight to giveaways. That's it. So this is the Civivi Exarch. And my good buddy, Mike sent this to me. He just got it and wanted me to check it out before he even got to mess around with it. And I really appreciate that, Mike. Thank you very much for letting me get a good first impression of this. And I'll get it right back to you. I have almost pulled the pin on this knife I don't know how many times. So I'm going to give you guys a nice close-up here. So here's this side if you want to take a screenshot. There's this side. I'm already liking this knife. There's that side. Would you look at it? Would you just look at it? So without using the action, I'm going to open it up so you can check it out in its entirety. So there's this side if you want to take a screenshot. And here is the other side. There's that side. Well, that's a pretty attractive knife. What do you think, huh? What do you think? There's a chance to get a screenshot if you want to take a screenshot and blow it up. So I'm going to move in just a little bit. So at the time of this video's posting, you can get this on not eBay. You can get this on Amazon for around 49 bucks, depending on what what site you go to. Keep in mind, prices fluctuate. You can get this with hand rubbed copper scales, carbon fiber scales, Damascus blade. The prices go all the way up to like around 93 bucks for the fancy ones. But, for 50 bucks, I already know it's a Civivi. I mean, what could go wrong, right? And of course, there'll be links in the description to the cheaper option of this knife. So let's do this. Let's blaze through the specs, fit, finish, ergos, action, opinions, all that good stuff. I won't slow down. And these are going to be my measurements and my weight. So let's get to it. Ready, go. So first, let's see what she weighs. And that's going to be, can't be that much, right? Ooh, look at that. 2.565 ounces. That's pretty good. So let's open her up here. Where you at? You guys know I do everything through the camera. You already know. When you know, you know. So your overall length is 7.44 inches. Your blade length is 3.18 inches with a cutting edge of 2.16 inches. Your blade stock thickness is a 0.115. Very nice. Very, very nice. It has a nice hollow ground blade. Ooh, like that hollow ground blade. Your thickness behind the edge is 0.011. 11 thousandths. Your blade material is D2, and this has caged ceramic bearings in the pivot. Your closed length from a tip to tip is 4.2 inches, and you have a handle width of 0.72 inches. And your close width, counting the handle, is 0.77. So you don't gain much there at all from the closed to not closed, right? Your handle thickness is 0.48 inches, less than a half an inch. Your scales are really nice textured G10. I'm already liking that. It has that perfect texture to it. Can you see it? Would you look at it? Look at that. Would you just look at it? And that's pretty good. It has stainless steel liners, and this is a liner lock. Your pocket clip is stainless steel, and it is reversible, which is very nice. Very, very nice. Always like that. And this is made in China. So let's do a quick comparisons, and we'll just zip through all the rest of this for you. First, let's take a look at the thickness here. Here's the Tenacious, and looks like it's about the same thickness as a Tenacious. Here's another one you guys might have. A lot of folks have the Pilar 3. It's a little thicker than the Pilar 3. And one of the most common knives in the world, Kershaw Leek. Right there. Oh, right there. The Leek is definitely a lot thinner. And this is the one that I was really interested in checking it out. And this is the CRKT CEO Flipper. And they look just about exactly the same. So let's see what they look like next to this knife open, and I'll just put them down here real quick for you. We always got to do the Spyderco Tenacious, and I'm going to line these pivots up best I can. The very best that I can. And the Spyderco Manix 2. You guys know I always put these in there. So, I mean, lengthwise, it's not lacking a whole lot as far as sharpened blade. Now, the Tenacious, it has a longer sharpened length than most knives out there. But look here, compared to the Manix 2, they're almost identical. The Manix 2 just has a hair on it. Here is the Para 3, the Spyderco Para 3. And the CRKT Pilar 3. Put some 3s up there, so that they're very comparable in length. And here's a couple that are very common. Here's the Civivi Ortis. To put another Civivi up there, the Civivi Baklash. So that's kind of in between both of those guys. And the one that I have that would be the closest is the CEO, not this one, but it's the CEO by CRKT, and that is this bad boy. So let's see what they look like next to each other. CRKT CEO. So the CEO, I'm gonna put these next to each other. What do we got here for blade length? So for blade, the CEO is a lot longer blade. It's thinner, but this guy here, that actually has like that ink going on there. This actually has a handle you can hold on to. So, I mean, this is a strong knife, but it feels kind of dainty. But it's a strong knife. It just doesn't look like it is. I would be much more apt to use this one on many more tasks. Oh, so we got action already. All right, so let's move on. If you're still watching and you support Beez Blades, do me a huge favor and show some love with a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I only ask once, so don't forget that bell button too. Thank you very much. So let's check out the ways to open this knife. Man, I'm liking this, guys. I'm checking it out. I took it out, did the measurements, and purposefully, just like I don't watch other videos on knives that I review, I didn't check it out either, any more than I had to, just to measure it, and I put it back because I want it to be fresh in my mind. So we got a flipper. I'm going to move out just a little bit. Look at that. This thing is already smooth. I think Mike only had it a day or two, and it's already pretty smooth. And I like to open my front flippers like this. Not everyone can do that, but hey, practice it. Once you get it down, I find myself using my index finger to open front flippers more than I do. Man, this thing is already smooth. Matter of fact, I think I'm better with my index finger than on my thumb. But, oh yeah, it's got a nice action. And that blade is almost drop shutty. That opens really nicely. Let's check out the detent. Yeah, that is really nice, guys. And look at that. The blade just almost disappears inside the scales. I'm liking that action. Oh man. If this was my knife, I would be doing this for days. Oh man, this is a fidget. Man, I'm liking it already. I am definitely going to get me one of these. And it has really good acoustics too. Check them out. So there's your shut. There's your open. Here's your shut. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Man, I'm liking it, guys. I'm liking it a lot. So as far as the feel, I don't feel any rough edges. Nothing is really pokey. Now, just at the edge right here, this jimping is just a tad rough, but I kind of think I would prefer it to be rougher than smoother, especially with the front flipper, to make sure you get a good purchase with your thumb when you're opening it up. Yeah, I don't have any complaints about that. Now, if you did this 100,000 times, it might get a little rough and a little old on you. But if it is too rough for you, you know how easy it is to knock it down a little bit. Let me try to zoom in just a little more for you. So there's your jimping, which is a little rough, but I think I prefer that. But I'm not feeling anything else sharp on here. There's no hot spots out here. No hot spots in here. Let's check out the ergos. I mean, this isn't something you're going to be cutting down trees with. I mean, I don't think you'd have, this thing's gonna scream through cardboard. It's gonna do everyday, you know, it's an EDC knife, and it's a gentleman's knife. If you take this out in the break room, you're not gonna freak people out, right? You take this out in the break room, and people are like, ah, right? This is the kind of knife you can take out at work, cut up an apple or something like that. People will glance and not think twice. So I really like that. You know, it's kind of a gentleman's carry, but it also has a good size for the handle. You know, my hand is 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from here to here is 7.25. That is comfortable. And with a straight handle like this, with a neutral grip, you can't go wrong. You can never go wrong with a straight neutral grip. You're not going to have a finger hole or a spot that gets in your way. And if you look right here, there's just a slight bit of a dent, whatever you want to call it. Gives you access to your liner lock, which is really cool. Let's look at the lockup. Lockup looks like we're about, what, 50%? Really nice lockup. Look at that, nice and smooth. There's no grabbing right there at all. There's no, what's the word I'm looking for, guys? Look at that, look how clean it is. It's nice and smooth, really smooth. I'm liking this so much. That's really nice with no lock stick. And here's your centering. Look at that, spot on. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from Civivi. That's spot on. And what about our liners? Do we have? Yes, we do. You see they're nice and milled out for weight reduction. A lot of milling in there. Yeah, that's really nice. That takes out a lot of that weight. But overall, look at this. I mean, this is just such a, if I can get, you guys know I'm standing up when I'm doing this. I have to get a certain way. Man, that is nice. Wow. So I don't have any issues. I think push cutting lightly. I mean, this is a strong knife. It's not something that I personally would want to use to cut limbs and stuff, but you could. I mean, it is solid. I'm detecting about a 1%. I don't think you can even see it. I'm just feeling a tad, like I might need to tighten the pivot, just a hair, a tad on the left and right. Nothing on the up and down. So as far as lock rock and blade play, there's just a hair of blade play. Not anything to be concerned about. A little tighten it up, you'd be good. But utility cutting, I mean, look at that. The grip on this thing in any fashion is going to be good. And what do we have here? Sharpening choil. I guess you could actually choke up a little bit on there. You know, you'd want to be careful. But you do have some bit of a choil. You can put your finger on there if you want to. But it's going to be real comfortable for doing utility cutting. So does it feel like a toy or a tool? This definitely feels like a tool. There is no toy to it. This is a very nice gentleman carry knife. My first impressions are like spot on. Like I said, I'm going to get one. I definitely want one. The aesthetics are excellent. The ergos are good. Is there anything I wish was different? I mean, you know, if you know me, I'm always for a bigger finger choil, but that's just me. That's just personal opinion. I mean, I don't have any problems with it. Let's see what we have back here real quick. We got a full back spacer, and you do have a lanyard hole if you want to put a lanyard in it. So that's very nice, very, very nice. But overall, it looks really good. That you got a T8 right here, and T6 is right there. And what's that? There's a T8. So you got T8, a T8, and T6s. Look at that. There aren't a bunch of screws everywhere. It's nice and clean. I really like that too. But I don't know what I would do differently if I could. I, of course, will return at some point with the full review after carrying and using it. So what's your opinion of this bad boy? I know a bunch of you guys have to have this by now. What's the pros and cons? You know, let the commenting begin. I appreciate all you knife lovers. And if you're new to knife collecting, welcome to the community. It is awesome. And you will find that out quickly. Go watch all these amazing videos on my channel. Just kidding, but not kidding. Not at all. Go watch them from front to back. And, you know, the day is what you make of it. Live in the present. Keep those knives sharp. Carry a Band-Aid. Don't cut yourself.